Over there in the corner can't see, y'all are welcome to move in so we can make sure we're all together. My name is Daagye Hendricks, and I am one of the 2 patient navigators at UAB. It's our pleasure to be here today. We'll have some representatives, my whole team's here with me that work with us in the UAB Kidney and CTI department. So I'm gonna start your session off talking about the Live Donor Navigator program. Some of you have been to some of our other seminars, and I know there's been some questions and confusions about what we do in terms of the navigation side of kidney transplant, and that's what I'm here to share with you today. At the end, we'll have a portion. I'm gonna try to save enough time to have a portion for questions and answers as we go along. But if you have anything burning, just stop me along the way. So what is a patient navigator? Basically, a patient navigator is the person that UAB has designed to walk through the process with our patients from the time that they get listed at UAB until the time we see you leave the doors from transplant. The patients in my program, we're trying to teach people that it's not either or, it's both. In terms of transplant, oftentimes people think that they only have the ability to wait that 4 to almost 10 years in some cases for a deceased donor transplant. Well, at UAB, this is our 50th year of transplant, and there are a lot of innovative things that we're doing for our patients. Of course, you all may or may not be familiar with live donation, which in that instance, someone who actually matches someone else by blood and tissue type could basically donate one of their 2 kidneys while they're still alive. Even if in the case that a patient does not have someone that is a perfect match for them, they can still donate their kidney into our kidney paired program. And in that process, once we find a kidney that matches that person, then we would basically exchange them or swap them with someone that if I were donating, I matched. So in that instance, if it were dad or mom, even if I weren't a match for my mom or dad, I could still donate and make sure that my mom or dad got a kidney transplant. So again, it's not either or, it's both. We have some patients that we've worked with that received a deceased kidney transplant while we were working on live donors. So whichever way we can get you there quickest is our goal. Now, this is a quote, but basically patient navigators can not only facilitate improved healthcare access and quality for underserved populations through advocacy and care coordination, but they also can address deep-rooted issues related to district providers and the healthcare system that often lead to avoidance of healthcare problems, noncompliance with treatment recommendations. All of that to be said, what we do again is walk through this process with you from beginning to end, okay? Kimberly and I are not medical professionals, and I think that's by design, because again, my target audience is really not my patient specifically, it's your family members and friends. It's your church members or your coworkers that are still healthy and walking around with you wanting to be of service with you, but maybe not have to go through that process of being the person that's actually going through that. So it's not just the patient. Some of my patients I work with as just patients. Some of them and most of them are family and friends that want to help us go through the process and get you transplanted. So this is a picture of some of our participants in one of my classes. I'm happy to report that everybody except for one couple in this group has been transplanted at this point. And this was less than a year and a half ago. And the only person that's not transplanted is because their health changed and they weren't eligible, okay? And here's a picture of Melissa and Jason, another husband and wife couple that went through my class as well. But it's an educational initiative that basically helps our patients, like I said, to identify someone else to go through this process with you and be an advocate for your care. Okay? Now, we want to increase awareness. Half of our job is educational outreach. One of the reasons that we're being able to attract and retain live donors is a lot of people don't know they can live a healthy life with one kidney. A lot of people also don't know how easy it is and non-invasive it is to do so. So we try to help people understand those disparities and barriers and help people to overcome it and remove that fear. And again, if patients don't have an advocate, I do have some patients that serve as their own. And there's Dr. Deerhoy. So the program works like this. There are 4 meetings, and we hold them 2 weeks apart in our kidney transplant center. Now, my sessions usually take place on Saturdays from 10 to noon, and then I have a Wednesday session from 6 to 8. We specifically chose that so that we can make sure that we reach our capacity market with the differences in dialysis dates. So we have one on opposite dates so that people who are going through the dialysis process would have an opportunity to participate. Now, again, the participants in this class use the tools that we give you to, again, start identifying potential live donors for you. So what do? The first session is meeting 1. It's an introduction to kidney transplant and live donation. We dive a little deeper with all of our participants, knowing that some of my participants know nothing about kidney transplant. We make sure everybody understands what it is and why we're gathered in unity to come support you. Meeting 2 is initiating a conversation with potential candidates. I have one son, he's 16 years old, my only child, and I'm just meeting you all, but if it's something that my baby needed, I would ask any one of you for it, right? Mm-hmm. As the patients, I want to take that burden from you so I can keep you healthy enough to get transplanted, okay? Let me teach you how to ask out loud and teach your family members to help support in doing that. It's very difficult to go through dialysis while looking for kidney live donors. So we want to remove that barrier and responsibility from the patient so we can keep you healthy enough to get you transplanted. Whom should I speak to? Identifying a social network is meeting 3. As you all know, social media is a wonderful way to get a lot of information out to people in a short amount of time and usually for free. If you get bored and you're on Facebook, when you leave, just make up a name and type it in. Amy needs a kidney, Dan needs a kidney. There are many pages out there that already exist that you can use as models and pull information from to start your own service. But we teach you, most importantly, to think outside the box. Often my patients, when going through this, assume that their family members would be the closest of match, and that's absolutely not true. All of our DNAs are different, even between siblings. So we teach you to ask outside of your normal spheres of influence. Some of us are members of book clubs. Some of us have church families. We teach you to use those tools and opportunities to do your outreach and ask out loud, because you never know who's going to be that person that hears you and is willing to donate. Okay? We have one patient right now who has some billboards on 65. Verna needs a kidney, if you guys drive and see it. Verna's had that billboard up. Someone donated that time to her. It's been up for about 90 days. Verna's getting a kidney in the next 2 weeks. Her donor was someone that did not know her, saw that driving down the freeway, and decided to share. Okay? By meeting 4, most of my patients have some potential donors. If they do, this is a great class for them to come to, because Dr. Locke and our nephrologist and surgeons are there, as well as people who've already gone through my class to tell their stories of how they donated, how they received, and what that looked like for them. Okay? So let's talk about what's happened so far, because this program is new to UAB. We've been in existence for about 2 years, 2.5 years. Of course, the first thing that we've realized is that we've increased educational outreach. We increased live donation last year by 49%. We've improved patient care and family support. Oftentimes, a lot of my patients may get ill because they don't have the support of family and friends. This helps us to stop being so self-consumed and to realize that there are people around us, all around us, that are willing to help. Okay? And this is most important. With the research that we did last year, patients who come through this program, even if they attend one of my sessions, are 9 times more likely to get transplanted than not. So it's definitely working. And now we have decided, because we realize we're creating another disparity because of location. A lot of my patients are coming from Florida, Georgia, and all over Alabama. So we are now getting ready to start doing telenavigation. So hopefully by the beginning of next year, you can go to any of your local health, Jefferson County or local health departments throughout the state, when we'll be able to basically teach you via satellite from UAB to that location. So we've substantially increased live donation applications and patient compliance. One of the problems with patients getting transplanted is, again, compliance, staying healthy enough and doing the things we need to do to be able to be eligible. With this program, we've seen that most of my patients remain their health and are able to stay on that active list. We've made legislative change. The city of Birmingham last year is the first municipality, and we're still working to get the state to be able to allow those who actually donate a kidney to have paid leave time. People are covered by their job from FMLA, but if somebody's donating that gift to you, we don't want them to lose any of their income doing so. So we're trying to get legislation change surrounding this as well. But that's what we do. So we basically are here for you to help navigate the process and all of the intricacies of kidney failure and get you to transplant. Thank you.